Hey folks, welcome to another housecoat chat with the dude in the housecoat. And folks, if you can see my shirt, I'll just stand up here just a wee bit. If you can recognize who this character might be on the shirt, this icon of literature and film and whatever else, and politics and sports, folks. Yes, this fellow right here. All right, leave it in the comments. Who is that person? Ha ha ha. Yes, let's start off with that. Let's see if we get some people commenting on my t shirt. The dude in the house coat is speaking. Justice Truth. Today is Sunday. It is March 16th. It is also the, I believe, 40 plus anniversary of the father who, for a better lack of term, became a wood chipper for the day and unalived a person who hurt his son. If you know what that is, folks, put it in the comments, right? Yes, I know. I don't really want to talk about that because YouTube and everything else, right? And all I am is playing word games because of censorship and whatever, flagging algorithm. It is that day. I'm surprised. March 16th. I want to remember it. It's like a second Father's Day in a way, folks. It is. If you don't know that story, it is a classic, and I really wish I could tell you the name off the top of my head, but I'm not going to and ah like our new Prime Minister, Mark Carney. He's oh, what a speaker he is. But anyways, folks, today's show, rant, whatever you want to call it, my outspoken word because I love to talk. I want to talk about David Eby. I want to talk about Mark Carney, a little bit on the tariff things and such. Bill 7 for David Eby. And that's in fact where we're going to go because this is my province of British Columbia. Bill 7 is in the air. I listened to our attorney general. She seems to be like a fine lady, kind of knows what she's doing. But I read the Vancouver Sun article a couple of days ago, and I am not liking the direction of Bill 7. And neither should you people of BC. Go look it up. Do you really want David Eby to have emergency powers for 2 years because somebody down south is making him upset? Seriously, this man does not belong in the tariff negotiation. He should be keeping his yap shut because Doug Ford, FO, and he found out, folks, because he left that day from the from the morning of him saying, "I'm going to add 25% onto the Michigan's power bill." By the afternoon, he already had his tail between his legs, and he had to go to the United States with Dominic LeBlanc and explain themselves, folks. Yes, explain themselves. I'm just a dude in a house coat. Please, folks, read, research, do whatever it is, because the news is not exactly telling you what it is. And I'll give you an example of that. My mom went down to Mexico, and she is absolutely shocked at what she heard on the news from down there about Canada. So, yes, people, get informed. You cannot trust your government. You cannot trust your mainstream media that is funding by our government, right? Anyway, David Eby, Bill 7 is a wishy washy worded bill. Yes, folks. It has things like anticipation in the future, perceived threats. These are vague words because perceived threats can mean many things, right? And I'll give you an example. When I was a union representative, yes, I know you people that don't like unions, whatever. I do. I have my likes and dislikes. But the story I will give you for an example. We were going through negotiations for a new contract. We're going to leave out the money. We're going to leave out a whole host of things. There was just the wording in there. And it was for training people who accepted a bid on a job and it was approved, right? If you're in a union, all jobs are posted, seniority, right? Blah, blah, blah. That is, I'm not going to get in that. The point is, got a job posted. And then in our language, if somebody accepts a job posting, and the current form at that time, at the contract stated that the company will take 2 weeks to get this person trained. So the company basically has 2 weeks to get this person trained at the position. And believe me, as a union person, these rules were broken by the company time and time and time again. It's all right. We fought, we won a lot, and everything else, but that's besides the point. The point is that they wanted to change the wording from 2 weeks to as soon as it is convenient for the company to do so. That is not a good language, folks, because it allows that side, which is already abusing the process of the contract to begin with. And I know, everybody's up in arms, union, whatever. But the point is the wording, folks. It is the wording. So the company can take whatever long it takes to train somebody. And I'll give you an example. There's a position called a PRO, which is a point of relief operator. One person accepted the bid. He has higher seniority. And then they put up another bid. They still kept that guy up. He still has a training position. They put up another one. A junior employee basically got that posting for the same position, another trainee position. These people are called relief operators. And guess what? The company started training the junior employee because they liked him better than the senior employee. It was a hard fought battle, and at the end of the day, they both ended up getting a job as a PRO, relief operator. But the junior guy got trained before the senior guy. Senior guy basically sues folks and gets a crap load of money because the company made a mistake because they were trying to play a game to get somebody they liked into a position over somebody else that had seniority. Anyways, enough of that little bit there. But that's what I mean about wording. Wording is wording matters, folks. And if it's a contract language, if it's a bill that's going before the House or whatever, it should be precise. When you allow open interpretation of vague words, it can mean many things. And this bill is atrocious. And I am glad to hear that John Rustad is already up in arms about it. So let's hope for the best of BC that this Bill 7 never gets passed. And as a person, I'm going to look at you right in the camera and I'm going to say, please, if you live in BC, contact your MLA and tell them no. Tell them no. It is just a crappy, crappy bill, right? And to talk about the tariff thing, because it ties in with Bill 7, look what he said he was going to do. He's going to charge tolls for the U.S. trucks that are going up to Alaska and a few other things. And what does the Alaskan, whatchamacallit, their governor up there said? Well, two can play this game, Mr. Beebe. Perhaps I will not allow any more second stops to Alaska to happen on the cruise industry. And perhaps you will miss out on revenue from those people stopping at the Canadian ports before they hit the United States and Alaska. Yes, folks, David Eby is a coward. He is a charlatan. He is many things. Come here, Suzu. And my cat wants my attention. You can see he just walked by. Anyway, sorry, Suzu. I got my headset on and I'm doing a show. But yes, folks, our province premier is trying to poke the giant bear. Donald Trump riding Orange Godzilla, whatever you want to call it. Donald Trump, was elected to represent the United States of America. He wasn't elected to do what the previous administration did, which was give out all the money around the world, kind of like global affairs in Canada. $11 billion, folks, sidebar. $11 billion has been given out since 2015 for gender diversity programs around the world from this great country of ours, of Canada. I hope you guys like the new lights. The one with the scone. The scone is lit for the people who have lost a loved one, especially during because it's EB. Anybody that lost a loved one to the fentanyl overdose crisis in this province. Too many die. Too many children die. And oh, I am mad about that. And you know what? I will say this. Fuck you, David Eby. Fuck you, Bonnie Henry. And I hate to swear, and I really do. But the point is, you're killing people senselessly by your policies. And it's ignorant, and it's rude, and it's destroying families. And I am upset. But anyway, whew, let's take a breath, eh, Justin? That is my name, by the way. But I like Justice Truth. My handle on X. I also have Dude in the House Code on X. That is the channel that I use to promote these videos on X and stuff. I have a new camera. It works on Clipchamp. It doesn't work for YouTube at the moment. I will figure that out, but I will hopefully be making videos with that camera here shortly. I have to upload them though at the meantime. Anyhow, let's get to Mark Carney because I guess I just gone on a little too much of a emotional rant on David E. but he needs to be ended in this province as a politician. He is not good for our province or country. He is corrupted. He has CPP ties. That is the Chinese Communist Party, folks. There are people associated with him that are not very good. Kind of like all the stories that of Justin Trudeau coming out about a pimp in Vancouver who was a money extortionist, loan shark, right? He was a private lender. There's articles about him. Andy Lee has exposed a lot. Go find her on X, folks. You will hear those stories. But Mark Carney, yes, Mark Carney, he is our prime minister. He hasn't been living in this country for over a decade. He has been selected and installed by less than 1% of the population. He is not duly elected. We do not elect a prime minister in Canada. The party does, unfortunately. Our governance needs to change, folks. We truly need to elect as people our Senate and our judges. We got to get an American style system for betterment of us. And we truly do not do. Sorry, we truly do need it. There's no other way to describe it. This current system is corrupted to the core. If you cannot see that, the exposures, look at what Mark Carney signed the other day. What was it called? An order in council. And exactly, it was supposed to be signed by the Governor General, not by him. And if you people look, you really do have to look. And I'm honest to God going to tell you, X is where it's at. A lot of people like Telegram to find their truth, because the mainstream media is not very reliable, folks. It is not. Mark Carney is an installed puppet. Does he really look like he wants to be here? Have you seen the highlights of the coronation? Him, walking around, where do I stand? Or him and his wife clapping away at the self coronation? Do they look really enthused? Does she look enthused? I mean, the one video of her, oh, wait a minute, let me clap like that. But that's what she clapped like. She looked around like this. Does she look enthused for her husband? My God, your husband has been anointed the King of Canada. You should be smiling. I've seen very few photos of her smiling. Yes, I won't go into their children. I found out a few things about their children, but anyways, one is a blogger, does a nice story. I know I said I wouldn't, but I would talk about this one and all that. And she seems to be doing okay. Very well spoken from what I heard. She spoke for her father before the event of him being coronated and whatnot. But they're all basically Greenie, Greta Thunberg type, which brings me to GRANZ, which is the Glasgow Financial Alliance of Net Zero. And folks, he is under scrutiny in the United States from it. He resigned from that board in January before his coronation, but he apparently missed a subpoena to have documents presented to the Judicial Finance Committee in the U.S. Senate. Is he avoiding the United States? United States folks like Jagmeet Singh can't go there. Kash Patel, the FBI director, stated if Jagmeet Singh enters the United States any way, shape, or form, he will probably be deported to India. This man can't leave the country, Jagmeet. But back to Mark. You might be in a similar boat. We have a trade war, supposedly, going on between Canada and the United States. And guess what, folks? The tariffs aren't officially hitting us yet, but we're slapping them like like the ShamWow guy and the Flex Seal guy. It stops the leak. We're slapping tariffs left, right, and center, screaming, hollering, David Eby, Doug Ford, you name it, the provinces, the premiers, uh, all these wacko jobs trying to scream, no, Donald Trump, no, you're being mean, you're wrong, you're rude. And all he wants, and if you go back to January 29th again, National Post article states it is the fentanyl and it is the crime at the border. We need to work on it. Yes, folks, we need to work on it. And I'm just flipping a page here because I try and make notes to make a better show because, well, I'm 52 and the man brain ain't the way it used to be. Right? The scrutiny, the Judah, yes. It is amazing Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, I'm gonna take a breather here and whew. I know I'm being silly, but anyways, back to Carney, folks. Back to Carney. He is involved in so much, has not released all his financial information. I could tell you already, within this country, before he became prime minister, there are 70 projects with his Brookfield asset management thing that are tied into the green tech thing of all across Canada. And guess what? He is making money on it. He's making on it, and he says we're going to invest more and spend less. Well, let's see Zeus, guys. Zeus is here. Anyways, yes, invest more and spend less. What basically that means is that us Canadians and taxpayers are going to be funding again more innovation and projects that are tied in with his companies of Brookfield Asset Management, and we are going to suffer the losses. Look at what recent announcements have happened with all the battery plants that we've had in this country. Bankruptcy, bankruptcy, bankruptcy. Yes, this is Zeus, folks. He is my kitty cat. Rescued him out of the truck. That's where he was hiding, just a little guy. Hey, Zeus. Anyways, yes, Mark Carney is just not the greatest person in the world to be running this country, but the ivory tower, the Davos crowd, they all want him. Look where he is. He's in Europe trying to promote trade across the ocean. If he's so environmentally friendly, why would we want to have cheese from France shipped here when we could get cheese from Wisconsin a lot cheaper, right? That is nuts. Nuts, folks. We have basically what is happening is a dying regime in the new world order of liberalism with the WEF crowd, Klaus Schwab, and all those others, and our former finance minister. Now she's the minister of transportation, Christia Freeland. She's still a board member. She may not have some kind of signing authority or whatever with WF, but she is a board member. Mark Carney came from the WF, and remember what Liz Truss said? Liz Truss, the former PM of England, said about Mark Carney, he is not to be trusted. He bankrupt our country. He advised our prime minister for 5 years. The carbon tax, folks, it's going to be beneficial. We need to get there to save the planet. 8 out of 10 are getting more money back than they're paying out. And all of a sudden, bam, the Progressive Conservative Party slogan of axe the tax is gone. But it's not really gone because nothing's really been done other than they lowered it to zero. They still need to go to the parliament to have it legally done. Carney signed a piece of paper to look at like a Trump press conference. Really, that's what it looked like. Just like Bob Canoe, whatever, sorry, the premier of Winnipeg. Yes, I am petering out, folks. And you know what? I did rant a lot. The point is, David Eby and Mark Carney are both not good for this country. I am just a dude in a house coat. Justice Truth. I am asking you to read and research. Go beyond the 15-second clickbait. Also, positive vibes, everybody. Positive vibes. If you lost a loved one, I pray with you. And, light the candle in their honor. And please go to the SPCA. Shout out to Sass Glass on X for actually doing that. I hope she went back and got the dog. Boy, that dog looked really nice. Anyways, folks, have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And yes, positive vibes. Thank you.